Let's move on to another caper in Seattle. This one involving Justin Bieber and his crew because they went out to celebrate. Now, Justin, of course, kicked off his tour Wednesday night in Seattle, but earlier in the week they went to a place called the Whiskey Bar to do a little celebrating, blow off some steam. And the problem is they left the Whiskey Bar without paying their tab, $131 tab for shots. Well, not shots, but several glasses of scotch.
Well, and like you said, Charles, the tour just started, so we want Bieber to get on the right track. He's been so good lately, and the last time he was performing, he had a lot of problems in every city he went to. And I thought when we first saw this, I thought, please don't be that Justin Bieber walked out on a bar tab because he's acting that way. But here's the story. So like you said,
it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's not as bad as it sounds. You're exactly right. So here's the story. He went into a place called the Whiskey Bar, like you said. They ordered $15 glasses of whiskey. And his entourage.
Mike, I'm sorry, I have to take umbrage with you. It's a 12-year-old single malt scotch.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I drink Coors Light. Okay. Anyway, so he spent. It was $130 for 7 of those drinks that you just described, and they all were there having them. And apparently, according to the bar first, they went out to smoke a cigarette after drinking the drink and just bailed. And that was the end of it. That they had an open tab, they didn't pay it, and kind of they took it as it's Justin Bieber thinking, I don't need to pay, you're lucky I showed up. Well, the story coming from Bieber's camp is that when they sat down, a young lady walked up and started taking photos of him, which is normal, and one of the backup dancers in the entourage told the lady, could you please not take photos? Apparently, according to them, she was nice and said no problem, but then at that moment, Justin went outside to smoke, and a gentleman who was with her took offense to what they said to her, walked over and started a verbal argument with them, cussing and saying some stuff about the dancer.
Making a scene.
Making a scene.
Right.
Making a scene.
And he knows at this point, obviously knows that Justin Bieber is part of the crew because the girl he's with went over and asked for a photo, I'm guessing with Justin and not with some random guy in his crew.
Absolutely. And so now here's where the new Justin Bieber comes into play. And I'm proud of him for this. He comes in from smoking and hears the mayhem that's going on with these guys and says, let's get out of here. Let's just drop all this and leave. So according to him, when they all kind of left in a hurry when this was happening, that's how the bill didn't get paid. They expected the bodyguard to pay. I guess he does pay. But when they all rushed out, they got Justin in the car to get out of that situation. Nobody paid the tab. And when I actually called and let them know about what we had found out, they didn't know it wasn't paid, called right away on Wednesday night and paid the tab. But I just want to say again, I'm proud of Justin Bieber for that.
We're all good now. He left, he didn't get in a fight, he paid his bar tab.
He left.
So
overall, I would say, I still got to say, 1 point off. 1 point off for not paying the tab or having someone in your group pay the tab. But I'll give him plus 2 points for avoiding the fight and getting out. So that still leaves him up 1 point.
I was going to take a point away for smoking because the guys on tour singing, cigarettes are not good for you.
All right, so he's at 0.
I'm taking away 5 points for the outfit. What the hell was he wearing? Like a white fedora, white outfit?
What are you talking about?
Didn't you see it? Look, what is he wearing?
He's Justin Bieber. Let him go.
Justin Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber. He can wear whatever he wants.
He's like a drug lord.
Hey guys, Ross Rylance from Matthews, North Carolina. As crazy as it sounds, I've been a professional roadie since 1979, and I got to side with Justin on this. He pays people a couple grand a week to cover his debts and bills, and that was their error, not his. He doesn't need to worry about whether his bar tab is paid. He's paying people to do that for him.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Agree.
Well, and actually,
very much agree with that.
Yeah, there was a bodyguard who was supposed to pay, but just
If your job is you have the wallet and
you have one job
to pay the bill,
you have one job.
Then you make Justin look bad when you don't do it.